There is a weakness the enemy watches for, a quiet doorway he waits to slip through. Most believers don't even notice it happening, but the moment this weakness shows, the attack begins, and it doesn't always hit loud. Sometimes it comes as a small shift in your thoughts, a heaviness in your spirit, a sudden drop in your hope. Today, you're about to see this weakness for what it really is. And once you recognize it, the enemy loses the advantage he's been using against you. Section 1. The weakness the enemy uses is simple but powerful. It appears on days when your heart feels off balance, days when you wake up tired, days when your mind runs faster than your faith. The enemy waits for these moments because he knows something about you, something many believers forget. When your spirit is unguarded, your thoughts become louder than your truth. This weakness shows up as small things at first. A worry you didn't invite, a thought that doesn't sound like you, a fear that grows quicker than it should. The enemy doesn't need a large opening. He just needs one moment where your guard drops. And when that moment comes, he plants doubt, quiet, heavy and slow. But that's why today matters. Because once you learn how this weakness works, you can stop it before it even begins. Section 2. The enemy's goal isn't to break your life in one day. He aims for something smaller, something easier to reach. He wants to shape your morning mindset before you even notice it. This weakness shows itself when your heart feels unsure, when you start your day without prayer, when your thoughts wake up before your spirit does. In those first quiet moments, the enemy tries to attach something to you. A sharp thought, an old fear, a memory that drains your strength. He knows that if he can control the first thought, he can influence the rest of the day. But here's the truth most believers forget. Your morning is the most spiritual part of your day. It sets the tone, it sets the atmosphere. It opens the door to peace or to pressure. And understanding this gives you power he hoped you'd never notice. Section 3. There is one weakness the enemy aims for more than anything else: your agreement. He knows he cannot control your life, but he can influence what you agree with. A small thought like, "I'm not enough. I'm failing. Nothing will change." If you agree with it, even for a moment, it becomes a seed, and that seed grows fast. The enemy doesn't need to push you into darkness. He just needs you to quietly agree with the lie that leads you there. That's why he chooses moments when your guard is low, moments when you feel tired, moments when you feel alone, moments when your hope drops just a little. Because in those moments, your agreement is easier to steal. But here's the shift the enemy fears: when you learn to recognize the lie before agreeing with it. Because the moment you refuse the lie, the attack loses its power. Section 4. This weakness grows strongest when you stay silent. Not because silence is wrong, but because silence leaves space for the enemy's voice to grow louder. He wants you to react, not respond. He wants you to feel overwhelmed before you even know why. He wants you to believe the pressure is coming from life when it's really coming from him. But here is the truth he hopes you ignore. Your words carry spiritual weight, more than your fears, more than your thoughts, more than the attack. When you speak truth, the atmosphere shifts. When you speak faith, the enemy loses ground. When you speak life, the weakness closes. This is why you feel so much pressure in your mind, because the enemy knows the The moment you start speaking, he can no longer whisper the way he wants to. Section 5. Now that you see the enemy's strategy, it's time to reclaim your ground. The weakness he exploits is not stronger than your faith. It only works when you allow it. And the first step to resisting it is awareness. Notice the small shifts, the first negative thought in the morning, the sudden doubt creeping into your mind, the heaviness that arrives before you pray or speak truth. These are warning signs, not defeat. When you recognize them, you interrupt the enemy before he gains a foothold. And here is the key. Your morning declarations are not just words. They are spiritual weapons. They shift the atmosphere. They protect your mind, your heart, and your day. Because the moment you declare God's truth over your life, the enemy cannot remain in the same place. He is forced to retreat. Section 6. The enemy also thrives on distraction. When your mind is pulled in 100 directions, his whispers get louder. A single unfocused thought, a worry about work, family, or money, and suddenly, the weakness finds another opening. He counts on you being busy, thinking you're in control. But control is an illusion when your spirit is left unattended. Pause. Notice the subtle unrest in your heart, and speak life, speak truth, speak God's promises aloud. Even one declaration is enough to shift the balance. And once the balance shifts, his schemes begin to unravel. Section 7. Another way the enemy uses this weakness is through comparison. He waits until you look at others, their blessings, their progress, their lives, and he plants doubt. Why not me? Am I failing? Comparison is silent, yet deadly. It can sneak in through social media, conversation, or memories of the past. The enemy loves it because it feeds insecurity. But your response is simple: gratitude. Speak what God has done for you. Declare what is true in your life. Comparison loses power when your words match God's reality. Section 8. Fear is the next tool the enemy uses. Not always loud, not always dramatic, often quiet, creeping into your thoughts. Fear makes you hesitate. It makes you doubt God's promises. It makes you question your calling. But God's truth is stronger. When you declare courage, faith, and trust in God, first thing in the morning, fear cannot take root. Remember, every fear spoken over in faith becomes powerless. It retreats when faced with the spoken word of God. Section 9. The enemy also exploits unfinished business, prayers left unsaid, conversations left unresolved, burdens left unspoken. These gaps in your spiritual armor allow weakness to creep in. Before the day pulls you in 1,000 directions, speak your heart to God, a simple declaration of surrender, trust, and faith. Closes the door the enemy was hoping to slip through. This is why morning declarations are not just habits. They are spiritual gates, controlling access to your day. Section 10. Finally, the enemy targets your expectations. Not all attacks come from sin or failure. Sometimes, they come because you expect too little or too much from God. Low expectations allow doubt to creep in. God will not move. High expectations can bring frustration. Why hasn't God acted yet? Your morning declarations should center on trust, patience, and surrender. Speak them aloud. Speak them clearly. When your words line up with God's truth, the enemy cannot influence your expectations. Section 11. The last way the enemy uses this weakness is by silence and delay. He waits for you to hesitate, to pause, to think, It's too early. I'll pray later. But every delay is an invitation. Every hesitation is an opening. Start your day with declarations of life, faith, and victory. Speak with authority. Shift the atmosphere. Close the door he was hoping to open. Because the enemy loses whenever God's truth is spoken first. And once you understand this, your mornings and your life will never feel the same again. The enemy has been working quietly, waiting for one small opening. But now you know. You see the weakness, the tactics, the moments he targets. What you do next matters more than you realize. Every morning declaration you speak, every truth you claim, shifts not just your day, but the unseen atmosphere around you. And there is one final truth. He doesn't want you to know. What you speak in these first moments of your day can reach far beyond your understanding, touching doors the enemy thought were sealed. The question now isn't whether the enemy is watching. It's whether you are ready to speak, to declare, to reclaim every quiet moment he's been waiting for. Because tomorrow morning, he will be watching again.